Wow, good evening. Greetings. Welcome, everybody. I forgot to hit the music button. No worries, no worries. Welcome into the 10. Friday, January 7th, 20, mess 22. And boy, it's going to be a mess. I swear to you on that. But anyway, right here from the Studio 10 Broadcasting Network, I am Michael Anthony. Yeah, I'm winterized because as soon as I'm done, I got to go back out and do some salting. So, like, I'm going to be like in my gear, ready to go into America and do my thing. So, from the East Coast to West Coast, and sometimes even into the dimensions, thank you for coming again. Stay with me. Let's blow these doors open on this vault, crush the lies, expose the truths, and you know they're out there. Oh, I also want to send out some prayers. Young lady, one of our groups, her mother and father is really sick. If any of you guys can think to send out a shot in your mind of blessings in some way, I mean, what is about old folks, hospitals, treatments? It's just nuts now. They don't want to do nothing for anybody. And we are in this time, and it's like that. It's just appalling. It is. Trump speaks out about January 6th. I expected to hear something from him. You guys probably already know about that whole scenario. I know how tightly you guys follow him. But did you know this? Bodies in Mexico, just outside the governor's palace, like the mansion, mangled, dead, and more. What was that message about? I don't know. Anyway, I am Michael Anthony. Thanks for stepping in. In case you don't watch me from the beginning, that's fine. When you guys jump in, catch the intros. They're pretty interesting. And I know how the sharing thing goes. It's just crazy. All right, so let me see if I'm live anyway, if I'm coming up with anything live, just in case they're trying to push me back. Sometimes they do. No, it looks like we all have checked in live. There's already been some shares. Big Mike. Hey, Jeffrey. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome into Studio 10 Broadcasting, 10 o'clock Talks, America in Crisis. January 7th, it's Friday. And there's nothing good going on. It's mind-blowing. Okay, so anyway, thanks guys for coming in. I appreciate it. I mentioned Trump already out there making some comments. In Mexico's an SUV filled with bodies dumped and left in front of the governor's palace in Mexico, or whatever they call that place down there that those guys have. Some weird shit out there. I kid you not. So it is the 7th of January, 20, and you see how I put my mess 20, mess 22 in there. I hope you guys like that. I like being inventive, keep you guys on your toes. Big things going on. Let me talk about Pennsylvania for a minute. All these billions of dollars being held back and suppressed by Governor Wolf. And he is all these billions. Unemployment's still a farce. Nobody's still getting that. And why? They're blaming it on, why? Because of all the fraud, which they allowed. And they shouldn't be judging people over it, people that need it, and they're putting them on the hot plate, and they're, we need proof of this, we need proof of that. I mean, proof. I mean, come on. These people filled out their things, they're not taking care of them. And then again, they fall on their face when it comes time to getting out, like we just had like the big 1 to 2 inch snowstorm. They left the cities in a disaster. Oh, we got caught off guard. It was traffic time. You're caught off guard every time. And in Pittsburgh here, the new mayor came in with, you can imagine what everybody's already thinking about him. And I as well, because truthfully, it was a nightmare for everybody to travel around. And if you look at what happened down on I-95 and the issues there, do you know that they're fact-checking people on the fact that they put up a picture of all this traffic at a standstill? And someone just happens to mention, well, if you're an electric car, I hope you're not, because, oh my God, and the truth of the matter is they come back and fact checked it and didn't agree with the fact that electric cars could have an issue. Well, what if you only had 3% of power left? No different from having a low tank of gas. Who the hell and who comes up with this? I mean, it's nuts. Okay. You can't fact check something when you don't have all the facts, or you don't even think about the facts, because I'll mind bend you in the next holy hell of the next earth. Okay. Bullshit. And you got to call out fact checking bullshit when it's bullshit. And that's exactly what that was. That's just picking on people. They're picking on us. They're picking on the millions of people because why? You know why. November 3rd and 4th. What did we do wrong? Anyway, nevertheless, remote, yeah, remote virtual learning is on a comeback. Again, at least in my state and some of yours. So we don't have to pay city and school tax now or school tax. They're trying to make a transformation here. They want it to be virtual learning. Does that mean we get virtual all our money back, or is that going to be a make-believe issue too? Because we should. So anyway, oh, and by the way, Jeff, if you're on, I saw Pop's car come back looking good. It looked like kind of canary to me, but still looked like a nice dream. I'm glad he's living that. Honestly, great old car. Loved it. Loved the pictures. Thanks for sharing that. But I'm never so tired of this shortage of the bullshit that's coming out. I mean, here, think about this. All the free money that was given for kids to be able, last year with the holy scare, of what I call now the terror flu. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. The terror, putting the terror of the scarer of the fearer flu all together, but it's true. Okay, so now they get all these laptops and they're furnished, all free of charge and more, and that's a fact. And now it was all covered under Trump, and maybe some floated over into the new admin illegal illustration, but it happened. It did happen, and now they're telling us in Pennsylvania here, at least in the city schools, Pittsburgh, and I'm narrating around that because every other state out there is probably running into bits and pieces of this. They're in the hole, billions of dollars. You did nothing. You kept the schools closed for the damn year. And then people were collecting unemployment. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Lindsay, how are you, sweet daughter of mine? Thanks for looking in at me. Praises to you, beautiful. Honestly, thank you. So yeah, I mean, we want these kids to go out and breathe and live and whatnot, of course. But if they're going to keep taking this narrative into we're going to go to remote virtual learning systems, why do we have to pay taxes? I mean, this is just another failure of the administration. It truly is. People don't live life from behind this piece of glass. I refer to this as when I talk about my girls behind the glass, the people behind the glass. This is the glass, get it? And that's where they want to put everybody. No, they want to separate everybody. They want to dismantle the fabric of people associating with people, living life in a dream and enjoying every breath that they take as well. Well, be careful with your breaths. I mean, I'm terrified of the possibility of everything that I learned of this human crop dusting system that's above our head. And I'm sorry, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but anybody that knows me from day one knows I haven't really been wrong. All right. Keep with it. We got to keep researching this type of stuff, and it's important that we do. Hey, Charlie Walsh is in. Hello, Charlie. Oh, Dave Parker stops through. Hey, David, how are you? The man that lives amongst them, one of the biggest, probably in the world, no lie, Bigfoot, the real truth. 64,000 strong and continues to just grow in numbers every minute. I joke you not. Every 3 days, 1,000 people tally it up. It's pretty hard to do. I mean, we're having a hell of a hard time with our research groups. And by the way, there's a couple more research groups out there through Messenger. America Disclosing Uncensored. And I don't know, Beth can post those guys up for you too. So now there's like a lot of people out there floating into these groups and so forth. But keep careful and protect your groups. They are attacking us. And that's the best thing I can say on that part there. Anyway, let me see where I'm at here, how I'm going to go through with this stuff. Okay. All right. Yeah. One of the other things I wanted to say about Pittsburgh for everybody who's close and around there, and I can only speak for this because I've been involved closely within that system of it. This guy, Peduto, that just left office, I mean, he was a nailer. Okay. Keep in mind, he was a nailer. When you're a nailer, We know what that means. We watched Pelosi and Schumer and Shifty Shift and all the rest of the crew, monkey crew up in Nancy Land, do the same thing. And the fact of the matter is, they did it. They committed to this whole one world order, one government reset, whatever it takes to depopulate us and more. And I had enough of the bullshit, and you should have enough of it too. But here we are fighting it because we have no real other means. Everything takes long, everything takes laws, everything takes order. And I know we're sick of it, but we have no choice but to blow it off and try to stay focused. But this idiot Peduto, now this is how corruption works. Listen to me. This is a prime example, and this is why it matters to every city, state, and county out there when you go to vote and who you vote for. I should have ran for mayor of this city. I probably could have won, honest to God. But this guy Peduto now, he's putting himself out there. Most likely, he will now jump, hopefully, into a position of, and how he put it, which blows me away. He hardly ran this city right, in an advisory position to the Biden administration. Is this part of the promises? And one thing, Pittsburgh, remember this: he sold you to the devil when he went with this climate accord over this city. It's a pollution that you're going to live with and have to digest in your system, and could possibly kill you in time to come. Anything of any amount is never going to be good for you. Do your research. Look what's up in these skies and this aerosol spraying measure. It's not just aluminum, barium, strontium, and and I could go and go and go, but it's the truth. All right. So anyway, we know that they all failed. The new mayor comes in, looks no better. And if I had more information on every city out there and had the time to dictate this, I would. But I do have kind of a promise to Pittsburgh residents. I mean, what if I was to do something different? I want them to know I support them with voice, and they are the voice, and they can use this platform to be voice anytime they want. You know how I offer that to everybody out there. And that's the truth. I really, really do. I also want you to know this, and this is part of the dream of this DreamWorks of what I think is part bullshit, very heavily. This has come out as well. Dementia is expected to triple. How the freaking flipping hell do you project that unless you know how is it part of this new Green Deal Sky treatment? I mean, really, how everything they tell us is in advance. So now they're telling us this in advance. Dementia is expected to triple. How do they know these things? It's got to be part of the plan of the Agenda 2021. I'm telling you. So is this the year? Was the year of 2021 the year of the dragon? What's 22? How's that going to differ? I mean, I hope you guys caught my little logo thing. 2020 mess, 22 mess. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's where we're at. And then AOC, yeah, she was in Florida. Of course, she was in Florida. And where was her mask? Even DeSantis said, here's to all you too, by the way. And I'm all ready to go out and do a little bit of more icing and stuff because it's pretty frigid out there. Oh, Charlie Ward. Oh, my God. I got a message from somebody. Unbelievable. Anyway, I will get with you if you're listening by chance. I don't know if you are, but anyway. That's an interesting message. Antibodies to get shipped out to Florida, and they're holding back on these things that can help people get well. Okay, I have a cough because it went down the wrong pipe here, but give me 1 second. And then DeSantis is in his position. He said if he had $1 for every time one of these people in Congress or Senate came to Florida to live the dream and happy time for a vacation without a mask on, the ones who promote all this bullshit, but it's true. And he's right. How many times have they all been there, masked off, living it up, agreeing with the fact they can go there, and then yet try to punish him on the rear end of the people of Florida with him and stop treatment protocols that will help people, like the ivermectin and, more, and the antibodies and the different procedures that they can do. I even have a family member right now sick myself, and she has a double whammy with infected tooth. And so I put the calls out. I was able to put things together for her. But then again, today she was able enough to get into a thing. So, Kimmy, I really do hope you're feeling better out there. And I'm just making mention to you. Good luck with all your paranormal stuff and all your good things. Rest, get well. But yeah, so AOC in Florida, I mean, come on, it's always about them. And that's the truth of the matter. So here we are fighting everything that's pushed against us. And again, the narrative for them, it's always good. The military is to help vax you now due to the self-man-made worker shortages. And we know that these are self-made. Wow, this thing's going off like wildfire in front of me. It's all been man-made. What hasn't been part of this pandemic, as I call it, the terror flu? And remember, there's a seriousness to this. There truly is. I get that. If you're weaker, older, you're subject to a lot of things. And everybody's talking about, well, I can't smell, I can't taste. Let me share something with you guys, please. I went through this as a child. I did. I had them same things and wound up in a hospital. No joke. I really did back around 1971, 72. June-ish of 72, I think it was. And I remember it so well because of something that my family did as a business when it started. And I was in there for like 14 days. And it was like when all this new stuff was getting around and bodies were getting used to it and more. So I want you to know it can happen. Things can affect people differently. Just stay strong to it. Improve your salts, your peppers, and hot pepper seeds and flavorings, and it will bring you back. You'll get it back. I know some people may have a little bit harder of, but stick with it. Do the best you can. Let me see else what I got going here. I got a few pages, and I don't want to tie everybody up all night either. This is the Friday Night Rant. America in crisis, and it is a crisis everywhere across the United States. There's nothing good going on. All right, so constitutions versus communisms. I mean, are we not in the midst of that? They are just abusing and strong-arming, and it's all a violation of abuse of power. Will the Supreme Court stand up, or will they fail us? Because I bring that up and say that narrative for the simple facts. It's truth. What has history shown us in the past couple years, okay? Think about it. Think about it. Can we trust it? I don't know. Terror flu. It's all still. But you know what? They're going to make a swing shift here. They're going to make a swing shift. They're going to run out of gas, and they already ran out of gas. That's why they think about the decrease from 10 days, 2 weeks to now 5 days, 7 days. So we're at halftime. Halftime on the measurements. Is this running out of steam? I mean, truly, is it? I don't know. Or is it just something new that they were trying on us? Because you have to think about it. It seems manipulated as often the waves come. Do we believe Fauci? No, hell no. Why isn't Fauci fired with all the information we have? Why aren't more fired and being held accountable? Gates and more. I mean, we know lock, stock, and barrel who owns the patents and everything else, and even our own United States government. The videos that you guys all share, I'm right. I'm not trying to talk out and breathe, I don't want to get into swearing too heavily here, but the truth of the matter is, and I got something I got to show everybody. I don't know how they found out where I was. Okay. Thank you, Nashville. I appreciate it. They're starting to build. And I'll never get rid of them because it was sent to me. I'll never get rid of them. I promise you that. I got to get me a UFO alien cup. They're green. I got to get one of those, man, for the other sport. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that stuff now. But they're building over there. I joke not with you. They really are. So people are listening, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, if you're just joining in, I'm seeing people jump in and out and in and out. And the number's going up. It's going down. This is Studio 10 Broadcasting, 10 o'clock. Talks Friday night edition. I am Michael Anthony. Thanks for jumping in. I'm going to try to stay focused here the best I can. If you have nothing to do this weekend, it's frigid here in the Northeast. Check out Moonfall and Don't Look Up. And look very close on Don't Look Up at the picture on the desk at the very beginning. Watch carefully. It's pretty bizarre. I have a suspicion it was a description of Hillary. And it's wow. Nancy wants to post further. All right, Nancy Vincent's out there sending me messages. Hello, Nancy. How are you this evening? Appreciate you checking in. Why reduce the COVID I want to get back to that for a second. Just for a second. Maybe one of you guys can answer that and put it up on screen here. Let me look to see what's going on here. Darlene Leonard's in. David's still in. Biden wants using all electric vehicles, and China holds the most lithium mines in the world. And yeah, I agree with you. And part of the partnership is the Biden family, the crime. And believe me, take a peek into that, and then look what they have in Afghanistan. You're right on the money there. It's pretty amazing what the minerals in the ground there. Everything that happened, $85 billion. Take that all into effect. Was that the trade-off for the minerals? I don't know. Then Darlene says people need to start standing up to the school boards and the Board of Educations and the teachers' unions. They're all corrupt. They are. And it's all about money and payoffs. I mean, I can tell you, and you can tell me. I know it. And sometimes we're off a little kilter with each other on our thoughts. I just want everybody, hey, buddy, hey, Chickie, Nancy Vincent. I just want everybody to keep focused. Don't rely on these pipe dreams and narratives. Focus on the material in hand. Might help right now in a big way. Charlie's Walsh is putting something up for Facebook. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but anyway, thank you. So we got 17 floating into the group tonight. It's Friday. It's January 7th. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Michael Anthony. And I only say that repeatedly just in case somebody's jumping in. They really don't know who we are. And yes, I do other mainstream media podcasts with other people, as well as Bigfoot, ufology, and astrology, and all kind of crazy stuff. But you know why? I need a break, and so do you. And guess what? It's because there's a lot untold in there that goes and coincides right with this. Follow the drips. There's a trail in there. I promise you. It's not a joke. I'll bring you up into the speed of the light with a different factor. It's suppression. It's information. It's what you don't have the need to know about. And this is how they treat us. Look where we're at. And you know what? It's okay for them to do this in their minds. And I want to ask these, how do they sleep at night? And how can they even look at their own families? Is there nobody else in their families of all these table pushing, pen pushing idiots and sociopaths up in Washington, D.C.? They don't care for their own families, or they all just protected that well, and they somehow got to their own families and mothers and grandparents and cousins and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews. I mean, did they not see the light through the color of this whole bullshit shitstorm that they've created? And that it's a narrative against all humanity on the globe? I don't know how they can look at themselves in the mirror. Actually go and look at themselves in the mirror to shave or comb their hair or to put their makeup on, because they're all in bed together. And one thing, if you're in bed together, I could care less about your sexualities, but I'm talking about a different kind of bed here. And it's a bed to harm people, crimes on humanity. And this is what's going on. And it doesn't ever deplete. It never inflates. It's a push of a constant conditioning of what you're being forced to agree to. Don't ever agree to it. Agree to nothing. So with this whole new climate program, again, I think we need to try to focus because it says a lot. Hey, Rosalind's in tonight. How are you? Michael, when COVID came out, all the Vietnamese shrimpers took 1,500 ml of turmeric once in the morning, once at night, and no one got sick. And Jeff, you know what? Even more so than that, and I agree with you, was the turmeric with the grapefruit and the lemons. Peel them, cook them 3 hours, well, strain them, etc. Some people even added garlic and honey and tonic water. So you're absolutely right. People were doing all kinds of things, and some people were actually just getting it fresh and chewing on it. That was something else that I also heard. So thank you for putting that up there. Michael, how much coffee did you drink today? Not a lot, but you got to understand it's a spitfire of information, and people don't have all night for me. I get it. And they say, Michael, you're online for 3.5 hours too. And you're part of the fault, Rosalind. And that's the truth. But when there's information to talk about, it gets interesting. We talk. And I do appreciate everybody who comes in to check it out. John Trump, there's my rock star. I haven't seen you in a while. And hey, breaks are always needed and they're respected. Yeah, there you go. See, man, he always acknowledges. John Trump is, he's a rock star. He's always looking out for everybody. Excellent homeopathic. All right, Nancy, thank you for your comment. You're so kind, and I mean that in a good way. I do. Look. I'm not trying to like just put. But the truth of the matter is, I'm a little bit irritated what they're doing. The focus still surrounds humanity, and it's not going to end. It's not going to end. 2022 is not going to be any different. There's no hope. I mean, there's nobody coming in that there's a chance for hope if we do some of the certain things that we need to do. If the elections are not interrupted in lawful means. And believe me, they are disrupting our laws right now. They truly are. They're disrupting it because they are controlling the narrative of the judges and the federal this and the federal that. And without us having that control, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. And that's the truth. So we need to stay focused, in their faces, strong with voice, and be powerful, peaceful. Got to be peaceful, because now look at some of the threats that are out there now. I mean, look, Canada, and I have something written down about this. Rosa, you're going to have some interest to this part too, okay? And the truth of the matter is, if you're outside protesting in Canada, I'll probably forget and do this over, this part, but it's the truth. $6,000 fine. All right, people aren't even working, okay? They're struggling. And they're, you got to have a card to do this. You have to have the devil's juice to do that. Come on. And this is forced indoctrination, and they've done it. There's nobody up in Canada now that I'm talking to that hasn't submitted to it. Is that not, and I'm not saying shameful to them, but is that not shameful of a push on humanity? And, Trudeau, I am shocked. Here's what I'm shocked about. All right. Listen loud, because I'm going to scream this. How are these people getting away with it? Not one patriot has, I got to really watch how I say this, because there's no good way. You know what I'm thinking. I don't even know how they're standing in this world still, some of these people. I don't. I mean, it must be because inside our hearts, somewhere, we know the difference between right and wrong. And that's why I question people and their sanity and their families and everything else, that other people are not interceding and grabbing them by their throats and saying, what the hell are you people doing to people? Because you are. We know the falseness. We know it's bullshit, and it's all bullshit. Listen, in the past 30 days, I'm now not 30. Hold on. It is 30 days. All right. Some information was dropped out, and I got a copy of it. Okay. And I know it's real paperwork. I don't want to hear who's your intel, who's your source. Don't tick me off that way. My stuff's good. Here's the point of it. 40,000 adverse effects reported, with only 10% of everyone that continues this narrative of issue of devil's juice. Okay. You see my arm, you see my finger, you know where I'm going. 40,000 adverse effects on 10%. And 50% of us are running our asses off to the other side of the world and say, and we're still in the same factor. We're not getting it. So what was that? 10% maybe of what percentage of total number? 30 million? I don't know. But you still have, that's the part that's the scariest. They're trying to hide it. And now 75 years, they're asking for it to be suppressed. Why? What are you trying to hide? In 75 years, there's not going to be any population on the earth. I mean, no one has to look at it. No one will ever see it. You're playing the Vatican's role card here. You're not that brilliant, you people. You're not. I get the fact you dream up this shit, whoever all you are that are pushing these narratives, but the Vatican's even being fought down over the suppression of everything and the voice of true religions, and the suppression and the hiding of books and more. Think about the books. Book 1, the first book of Job. Oh, come on, the second book of Job, the third book of Job, the fourth book of Job. Let's reincarnate what? What are you telling us different? All right, we already know. This is America. This is where we're at, and it's across the whole entire globe. Prayers to all you guys out there. And I'm a prayerful person in mind and spirit of a different way. Okay. I hope you get that about me, because I'm for you. I'm for you, the people of America. And I give you, and I care about the strength that you have every day in your life, because it saddens me to see anything less than positive life and growth in it. To share the one time, the specific amount of time that you are granted here, that is not even in our control. And how dare anybody try to take that from us? How dare they try to take it from us or our children? And if you do believe in the Bible, and if you do believe in the fact that we are in a circle of comeback of this 360-degree circulation, we are going to come back as the children to what? Because the possibility in your mind should exist just as that. If the possibility exists that we could come back and we don't protect what we have on the way out, we're our own damn fools and we're our own worst nightmares. And this is why I plead with everybody, stay strong, focus strong, promote your strengths. Be careful how you post because they'll take you, and we need you. We need you to keep in touch. Why? Because we need platforms to get the word out, and we will sneak the words out. It takes them a while to knock us off, but that's how we stay together and stay strong throughout this whole fiasco. And it goes worldwide. Remember that. Messages go worldwide. Don't ever think that they will not. All right. Some other things and these addresses and so forth that went on. I can't wait to get to those in a moment. I really can't. And again, we're holding strong here up there. Yes, I knew. Beth knew. Hey, Beth, I hope you sent that stuff out I asked you to Edward, please. Jeff Strong makes a comment. Let me do this and just say again, hello to everybody real quick. And we appreciate you. Please come in, check us out, whether it's on the heat of the government and the politics on the Friday night, or if you check me out on the other platforms on Wednesday night, the Dark Side Radio Network Project, the Sunday night edition where we talk anything and you're the voice. You can come in at 724-954-1193. Say that 10 times fast. I dare you. And I will. But anyway, so there's the phone number. That's out there for that if you want to call in on Sundays and sometimes even on Wednesdays. All right. It's all been a big plan. Yes, of course, for over 135 years. And you know the family that put it out there first. Then there was the Lockstep Initiative, then the New Green Deal through the Prince and the Queen over there and so forth. Yeah, who demonstrated it and participated it. And so what was all 2030 about? You blind ass fools out there that aren't waking up. We're not going to wake them up. But we saw it. Even 2030 was an example of what this all goes to. And 2030 means that's your deadline. That's the end of time. That's when it's all over. That's why 2022 is so important. What we can do on all levels. I don't care if we got to hide in holes to save humanity. I will say this, the pure ones. The pure ones. Remember Noah and his family. The pure ones must repopulate. Why do you think they're killing masculinity in males? Promoting gayism. Sexual hormone shots in early, before even teenage years. Why? They believe in depopulation. They want depopulation. And it's been a narrative through all these members of families, Planned Parenthood and more. And Gates's father and this guy's dad. And look at the Attorney General's father, who he worked with, Epstein, and guess what? When charges came up against Epstein, that moron attorney, there's nothing to see here. These are all blankets of push power people and money. It's what it is. And we need to go after them. We need to go after them and use smarts as we do it. 2022 is going to turn into a mess. I assure you, it's not going to get any better. And when they put this climate switch on, there's going to be devastation all through the Northeast, up in the Appalachia. Here, so I'm dripping you something. Check out into the mountainous areas and see what starts to happen up there. Okay? They're going to put the rains up there so heavy it's going to come down. It's going to flood all the, get with it. It's water. Watch the water. It's something that I've always told people. And it's true. It really is. All right. Yeah, and you're right. Exactly. It's been the biggest plan. Oh, the plan for the depopulation. Okay, I'm getting to that here. Has now failed. Well, yeah, okay. You may see it that way, and I'll agree with you. I'm not here to want to fight or say the wrong thing. I don't think it totally has gone away. There's other plans of attack and agenda here. and they're already in place in many ways. People just need to wake up to the fact what's in the foods, what's in the air, what's been in the air, what's been in the food, how the conditioning of this disruption against shortening lifespans. You're not going to call that a depopulation plan? Look at the poisons that are in it. Read the labels. And you tell me that we're not already in this? I'm sorry. We're in it. We're in it deeper than you know, because some of us were not aware of the labelings and what they were allowing people and what the FDA said was okay to do. That's bullshit. I'm telling you, I'm calling it the way it is. I'm going to call the trump card here. I agree with you, but I don't agree on every level with you. Yeah, we might suppress, we might kill this vaccination program in some way. We may have that. But what about everything else that surrounds it? What else is in the bag of trips that you have not yet seen? Well, we'll talk more about it. Let me go through some of these comments. Bill Gates and all his stuff. Correct. Exactly. That came from Jeff Strong. John Trump says the evil bags of bones wasting our precious oxygen. And they are. They talk about, think about this. Think about this. How many planes they got up here flying every day? 1,500 planes globally poisoning the air. All right. How much fuel does that take? How about the hydrocarbons that go up into the atmosphere? They were complaining to us, the EPA, well, we have to mandate aerosol spray cans. They're aerosol spraying the whole damn planet. I'm sorry. It's mind-bending, but it's all true. It's all true. David Youngton, there's a rock star, world Pennsylvania champion wrestler. Swear to God, just kidding. We know each other for a lot of years. Nothing but respect to David. I did the best I could. He got into Munhall Console. I want to give him a shout out here. But if anybody looks into David Youngkins and his career, he's wrestled the best in the world, man. He's flew around the world. He's even been on Springer. He's going to kick my ass. And I'm not kidding, he's a giant. I could get into long stories here, but he's a very fun, fair human being. And he's out there going to fight for Munhall, Pennsylvania as best he can. David Youngkins, thank you for coming in and joining. I really appreciate you, brother. You're a rock star. Don't forget it. And I know you're going to look out for all the children. I know you are. Thank you so much for jumping in here. Let me go back here and reflect. Yes, God also knows as the universe does, and it doesn't miss anything. It sees all, it knows force, karma, and the worst who deserve. I hope to God you're right, Rosa. And we need a change like that to happen. I mean, truth of the matter, we really need that. And don't give up, people, on all this bullshit, because we don't have no choice, okay, but to fight. So you can't give up. You're in a corner, and I'm in the corner with you, all right? And it's a hellified looking picture. Some of us in fear, some of us in anger, some of us showing strength and narrative and push to go forward. And that's what we must do on every level, no matter how they feed us this bullshit, okay? Protect the children still, most importantly, because I'm seeing some very graphic crap out there being fed to me from people who are doing some really good underground work, rescuement, okay? And it's a true factor. And I got to see some more stuff today. I have so many clips. It's so sad. When you see these little children, little children, it's never been a joke. It's never been a goddamn lie. It's all fact. It's not fiction in any way. Done right on live video clips. Okay? And it saddens me beyond what you could ever imagine. These things are cute. I just want to get this little person a toy, you know, and buy her or him something. And if you saw what I saw, in some ways, if you go through our research groups and things that I don't even share to people, it would blow your mind out of proportion. This ain't even still the biggest issue here. The narrative of this HST and HT has never gone away. It's never got under control, and it's not been exploited the way everybody claims it has. It's still going on, and it's surfaced, okay? Key point. Narratives surface in different ways. It's on the surface. It's all through Texas, Corpus Christi, Dallas, Houston, Pittsburgh, Texas. I guarantee you I'm not wrong. And there's some really good people out there showing up in the middle of the night. And guess what? The federal government, who used to help in these, have now been called on, called off, and called back. The one nice narrative is they're not bothering the people who are doing, because I guess there's enough getting out. Think about this. When they can get enough marijuana into the country, they don't mind losing some, because the profits will come out on the high end of what got through in a different place. You get what I'm saying? It works the same way in that narrative. So we're in a win-lose battle still there, but we can fight and fight hard. And also, in case people in Pittsburgh don't know, Pittsburgh, wake up to Mills Mall. And that's all I'm going to say to you guys. In that vicinity of area, I guarantee you there are issues, prostitution, young women, and more. And there are things going on up there. And I'm telling you, do your homework. Quit sitting on your asses and do something about this. Get involved with your police departments, whatever it takes. Complain to everybody you can complain to, because they work for you. You don't work for them. And they let you down on major, major levels. All right. So keep that strong in your head. Let me go back to here. Luca, how are you, Luca? So a couple new people coming in. Have no fear is in the Bible 365 times. And yes, isn't there numerology surrounded on how many times a lot of things are labeled as far as how many times numbered? It's not a joke. John Trump's in the room. Hey, you related to Donald J. Trump, because he did have an uncle, John. Deep State, connected to Tesla, honest to God, and all the documents. All right, Stephanie's in. Hi, I work with victims of sex and sex trafficking. Oh man, thank you, man. I can't even tell you. Man, I don't hear this from a lot of people, Stephanie. And I'm glad you're one of them. I really am. Support to you in any way we can give you on this platform. And if you care to ever make any comments or share them or need me to get any information on, please bring it forth. Please bring it forth. And I mean that. We have good people through Studio 10 Broadcasting, 10 o'clock talks. We have great people, even in the Bigfoot groups. You have no clue how many people over there are angry. Y'all think, Michael, oh man, he's leaving us. He's going to these. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm collecting and gathering. Give me credit. You'll see. Because messages are getting out to everybody. And that's the most important thing I can do to deliver. Okay? I will go seek them out and I will deliver to them. I will also give them and be the informative of information that they need to hear of truth on any level it takes, as long as they get to hear my drips. And that's a fact. It is what it is. Let me get back to some of this and just double check here. Hello, everyone. Somebody else has jumped into the room. It's rather a busy night this Friday. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Heath Todd Sr. Hey, brother, how are you, man? Good to have you in. Thank you for joining us. And Darlene's in the room still. And actually, it's pretty motivated. Everybody's pretty motivated, man. I'm really happy about that because, sometimes it's hard to create substances to keep everybody going. And no, I'm not on speed adrenaline. Just coffee, man. Just coffee. Hey, Fade the Black. Hello, CJ. Church. What's up, brother? Thanks for the information on the microphone. I got it. I appreciate you. You know, I wrote you back. I know you're busy. You probably didn't see it yet. If you don't listen to Fade the Black, Jimmy Church, he really is a genius. He's brilliant. His mind, he remembers so much information. And CG is actually a member of our group. All right. I'm just saying, let's show support and love. Give her a check mark. Go through, hit the check marks. As a matter of fact, go back at the beginning of this. Hit a bunch of hearts and check marks, please. Okay, let's stimulate and blow Facebook up tonight a little bit. Let's make it promising. But the lies are out there, to the injections and the mandates and more, and the devil's juice. And now, again, I just want to re-go over something that I brought up really early, because a lot of people are coming through here. 3,000 COVID positives. 30,000 if you're on a ventilator. So here's the deal. That money's still out there. They get you on the front end coming in, even if it's with a lie of a false positive test, $3,000 every person. Okay. 30,000 if they can incubate you and stick the tube down your throat. And I'm not saying I'm against that. In some cases, it could be necessary and needed. For real. Hope to God they're doing it, because I'm seeing sick being turned away, elderly sick being turned away, and hearing stories. Just minutes before I came on the air, this poor woman signed it almost, and the truth in her story, I felt that she was in tears in certain ways, and trying to desperately get her two elderly parents. I'm not. Look, I'm 63. I'm not elderly yet. Maybe I am, but nevertheless, I'm taking that they were older than me, both needing help, both being rejected in many ways. This is not healthcare in America. This is pharma owning healthcare. That is a problem, a serious problem. But 3,000, if they can come up with a positive test, 30,000 is still being given out there. 9,000 to families who agree on the death certificate. $9,000 yours. Just sign here. Just, it could have been a heart attack, but he might have had COVID. You should write it down and get the money. These doctors are talking people into do it. Why? They're covering their asses here. Don't allow them to cover. I know the money's too good. I get it. It's what's killing America right now. People are focused on a dollar, a new car, a new house. Well, if I only had $10,000 here, or $1,000 there, or if only my Social Security went up $1. Okay, look what our stimulus checks got us. Look where they got us. We thought it was going to be more of a harmful effect on the children in the future. We're already paying the price for them. Tally up the money you got. Pay your bills right now. What hasn't gone up? Electricity, water, insurance, gasoline, freaking cars through the roof. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke, and they made you the joke. Okay, it's the truth. They made me the joke. It was great think tanks. I swear to God to you. So here they're getting us on the one end, and they're getting us on the other. And then there's either other bonuses lie in between. And don't forget earlier what I did tell you about the adverse effects on only what they called, if it's even a factual number of, they're saying 10% of all who received this devil juice in the 30-day span of this program that they were reporting on. 40,000 adverse effects. 40. Where in humanity has this VAXXXXXX not been called back on 5-10 people? We're into hundreds of thousand deaths of people and more, and climbing daily. It's a fact. It's a fact. How do we wake these other people up? Can anybody tell me how do we wake them up? Really? Why are people so blind? Why are they not noticing? I mean, is there some type of hypnosis going on out here that it didn't affect me, but it's affecting other people? Where's the brainwashing? Where's the clarity in people's minds that they are not seeing the picture of this whole element? You know, I have my own family like disown me in certain ways. No joke. And I understand they have their own political viewpoint and own view about this, that, and the other thing. But maybe they are waking up, because I've seen some hints in posts lately. Big brother, you might be thinking the way I'm starting, the way I have been. And if you are, I love you for it. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So the Boomtang effect. I was thinking Bootang. Okay. Boomtang. It was a phrase we used as a kid about, really pretty girls and stuff. Anyway, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm one of the falling angels. I'm one of a good one, but anyway, my mind goes there every once in a while. I heard that they are now spraying the good stuff. Like, you see, yeah, you know what, man? That's been brought up to me for the last 16 months, and we've all been sick. I'm just saying, this isn't the first time I'm hearing this. I even talked about it. If anybody's willing to go back into my post and dig through all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, I joke you not. I got joked with the other day by a guy who, sometimes we're on good side, sometimes we're not. Dave Glove. And he said to me, I want to do a story about you. And I says, what the hell are you talking about? And it was what I was able to do in the early guidance of this that nobody really picked up on. And he dug through it and was comparing things. And maybe I just knew where to look. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I've been doing it for 47 years. I kid you not. It started with Bigfoot in the mountains and started that guy from Star Trek. I can't remember the name of the show with Leonard Nimoy, and things just kept going. The adventure, Jesse Ventura, and I could go on 100 different narratives of different shows. And I just hadn't, and I found all this stuff. I guess I was meant to, because it always came in front of me, and then I always knew who to talk to, and I know who to call, and I knew who to follow, and I knew what books to look at, and I knew how to go into certain, when the internet became really, really sourceful information, man, I had it all written down. This isn't jokes. This is hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pages of hours of research that isn't junk. And that's nothing. That's just what I keep on my desk to look through every day. And it's not because I forgot it, but I do forget stuff. And I want to narrate the best I can. You have no clue the time it takes to find truth. And when you hear certain things about letters, when you hear certain things about certain numbers, you better start looking on the left side, because that's called condition control and sourcing. Okay? Project sourcing. It's when they lay out a narrative, as I call something a little bit different. When the truth, I'll explain it to you this way, because people can't even pronounce it when I lay it on them. It's when the truth looks too big to be real, they rather accept the bullshit lie to be the truth. Okay? And that's a fact. Dissonance. Okay? It's too big to believe. Start believing in it. I'm telling you. The bottom line is, most of the sources, up to 95% of the sources that are hitting out there, I don't care if it's on the dark web, and I can give you ways to get into it. You be really careful, cautious, because these people will swoop like vultures unless you have very, very high, sophisticated, I can't think of the terminology. I got a brain fog. But you better have the best of everything, McAfee. That's all I'm going to say. And even John didn't have it. Look what happened to John. And by the way, did anybody think about any of the real resolve of the building down in Miami? We all just going to let that go like we did 9/11? No, we're not, because I'm going to address it here. It's coming up. I guarantee you I will. All right, but anyway, let's get back to this again. Rosalind, if you're still on, I want you to hear, and I see if you can confirm this for me out there. I've been told up in Quebec and more that curfews and fines up to $6,000. Can you confirm that? Let everybody know that's in the group room chat. I'd appreciate it. Okay, a couple other issues and narratives here. As if we don't see this enough, okay? We lost another young lady close, and I'm a little nervous to say her name, but anybody that does research knows who I'm talking about. Last name begins with a W. For anybody that speaks out in America, it seems that negative comes with negative effects. I'm trying to watch wording. I'm not sugarcoating. I'm protecting the format so we can really share stronger information and keep us out there growing stronger together in numbers, because we are weak in ways, America. We really, and to the rest of everybody out there beyond and into the dimensions, wherever you guys are. And believe me, we need these dimensional angelical angels with us. We do. We need them all by our sides. So let's call them down, man, because honestly, we need warriors. And, you guys are the warriors of the 10. I've always said that. Without you guys, me coming on here would be meaningless and effortless. It would mean nothing at all. So the science, the minute you know science, and there are people scared, and many people gave interviews. Joe Rogan, I'm saying his name a little off just for a purpose of reason, but you know who Joe is, and you know who he just did a little thing with, and some of the narrative there and the information that flowed out. I fear for that guy. I fear for him, because they take people down with voice. And think about it. If you could cure cancer, they'll kill you. If you can make a car run on water, they'll kill you. If you can create free energy, they'll take it from you, and they may have something to do with your death. We just don't know. But in all instances, because that's the way narrative was. JFK. Okay? How's it any different there? Abraham Lincoln. If it was about voice, support, a narrative that they couldn't agree with, There was always an ill factor to come with it. And honestly, Abraham Lincoln, if you look into that thing and that scenario and that man, that's a strange scenario. He may never have been dead, to be quite honest with you. You need to look into that. All right, don't expect much from Carmela either. Now listen, why did she compare 10.6 J dash SIXTH, okay, to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor? We came out there, and don't forget about Ted Cruz. Well, I made a mistake. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Yeah, freaking moron. Why? As good this guy can talk his ass off when he's up there, all right, in Congress, on the floor. Let nothing else guide you when I say that. He can speak well, clearly, and he has a very good mind. He's highly intelligent in many ways. I've listened to him speak, talk, and fight. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know what the hell. But Carmela, I get that, because she's a person of leak, okay? And she truly is. She leaks information. When they need something sourced out to certain people, they say it. She compared us to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Why? To be the same as January 6th? Because they're all responsible for these actions on every date of accountability. It's always been the government's control of these narratives, and that's why I agree with her. Worst day in history. You're right. You caused this one. Next date in history, 9/11. Yeah, you're right, because you guys caused this one. January, yes, all a plan, because you caused it. I agree. I'm sorry. I'm not against her in any way on that. I agree with her. All right? But I agree with the fact it was a dump of information in my mind. Anybody can take it the way they want. I'm going to take it the way I need to take it. Because to me, it was exposing the truth of their power of what they'll do. And more will come. 2022 is going to be disastrous in many ways. And it doesn't matter if it's not a gun going off in someone's head. That's okay, let's take that out of the equation. Climate can cause a lot of damaging issues. It will kill food sources. It will stop food sources from across the table. Vegetation. This is so big. And the times it would take to talk through every component of every level, I'd be talking here to the day I die, and I got better things to do, because I got to go out and do some salting tonight before it gets any worse. And it's not that it's bad here, but it's going to be necessary. Lawsuits suck, and everybody is suing everybody right now. Everybody's out for a buck. And you better make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Take care of your properties, even if they're away from you. Don't paint it. No, nothing's going to happen. I got till tomorrow, and that's when the stuff happens. Be very cautious. I don't know how we came to all this in America in many ways, but we have. And check out how we came to this in America as well. How did we come to have 4 radical Muslims in Congress? It's true. AOC and the gang. Think about this. All right. Trump spoke about it. I'm speaking about it. Not enough is speaking, but many have spoke about it. But think about it. It's the narrative. It's placement. It's selection, not election. And they made sure they were selected. And I really think that was the flip of the coin, even in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here. This guy was all BLM, which, by the way, now is the Black Power movement, okay? Black Empowerment Movement. Apologies. BLM failed. You're seeing them kind of like dissipate. But no, they're gathering strength in numbers, secretly doing other things. And the bottom line is this. It's the new narrative, and it's coming in 2022, the Black Empowerment Movement. And I will tell you this, people will be losing their jobs if they're not of the right skin color, and more. We are being judged. We are still being divided, and it's going to happen even harder and harder as we go. This is just 2021 was a tease. And in ways it wasn't, but it was a tease. And, I want to kind of like put some final thoughts here and then go through your comments. Why, when the whole entire world right now, we're not the ones that really watch media. But the sheep, the sleep, the whatever, the peep, they're out there doing it. If they can't see through the light of this at this time where we're at, that even by getting all of these waves of the devil's juice into your arm, and now the boosters, and you still get COVID. If they don't wake up, they're never going to wake up. We got to leave them behind. These are the ones that have made their choice, and we can't fight for them no more. What we need to concentrate on is how we cure this and how we fight for each other and support each other. If they're blind, that blind to this cognitive dissonance, they're never going to come out of it. They're never going to come out of it. It's being told to them. Their mind is being vaccinated with the information, not just their arms, their minds, their bodies, their souls. And even the media now is reporting it. Nothing's working. Keep taking the vaccination. I swear to God, that's the message they're giving. All right, so it was Friday night. It was good rant with you guys, man. Honest to God, I appreciated you. And hey, I'm not going over yet. I want to read over some of this stuff, man. Let's see all the brilliance here. If you want, please fire away. Let's talk about something this way for a few minutes. I see the planes daily. She's a Pennsylvania girl. Hey, Carrie, good luck to the tanning beds and everything you got going down in Charleroi, Pennsylvania. I appreciate you. You're a rock star. You're taking care of some of my headaches in the messenger groups and things. And honest blessings to you, chick. I know it's all about you and support to the people. Have no fear is in the Bible 365 times. Yeah, that's right. You did tell me that. I'm sorry, brother. I guess I went back too far. The children are first. Yeah, the children must never be last. Must never be. You know? I mean, remember, you stand in front of a child to protect it, no matter the cost. And that's where we're going. That's where we're at. That's where they're taking us. That's 2030. They have stopped the spying. Spraying. I'm sorry. Somebody spelt it wrong. So I'm not sure if they're saying spying. No, we're being spied on every level of everything. Smart device this, smart device that. They're listening to us if they want to. They could probably listen to me in my house. I unplug stuff. I cover it with lead. I mean, it's amazing what you got to go through. I think that's what kept me out here strong. Rosalind, those who put their faith in God. Yeah. Okay. Fears. Those opposed to God should be very fearful and yet not there. And yet they're not. All right. I don't have my glasses. So I'm doing the best I can. Bear with me here, guys. I appreciate you all. I really do. I work for oh yeah. All right. So I am far back. I apologize. Wow. Because I remember now some of those. Lisa Adams. Hey, Lisa. Lisa's a rock star. She's from the research groups and things out there all day long. I mean, if you really want to, you really want information, guys, man, get with me. Say, get me more informed. And Beth will get you, or Twig will get you, or April Dead Lady. I'll call her back in, tell her I need her. We'll get you directed into groups. Donna Hawkinson, look us guys up. These research groups out there have amazing stuff. And some of this stuff you're going to say I've seen before. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hurt to refresh your mind, your memory. Because the narratives of how it all fits together. I mean, we see how Fauci went to these meetings years ago, and they planned this. They planned it. Demonic attachments of these pedophiles from Rosalind. Yeah, she's correct. Everyone is testing positive, therefore we are ending the pandemic. So, the narrative. Yeah, well, I mean, that might be one way on, you think that would be one way, but no, there's always the next wave to come. Now think about this. And I'm not trying to disagree with you, but I'm just saying this could be a possibility of what that could happen. You were born at a time where vaccinations, and our parents thought it was good. Same as when if you belong to the Catholic Church, they basically signed this baptismal certificate and entrusted you to the goddamn Vatican. Duh. Anyway, narratives. Truth and narratives, though. Just like your Social Security card. That's a business agreement where they're going to tax you the rest of your life in many ways. So anyway, we had the measles, the mumps, chicken pox, they're going to create narratives where something's always going to be a necessity unless we kill this all at once. This narrative can go down, but it doesn't mean the fight is over for us. They will always be able to produce something else. And I kid you not when I say this. When it comes to the capital B of the hugest context of this giant B and this huge I and this big O, they have stuff there that'll wipe us out in a heartbeat within 48 hours globally. Okay? Bottom line, things that we should have never, by the hand of man, have developed, just like the bombs that we created and more. I understand one thing. We can win on one level here, one level there, this level there. And I'm with you. I want to win all the way across the board. I'm not against any of us. I don't ever want to be not on your side because I am. But I'm sorry. I'm what they call mind bender. I do these things. I think of the other thing. What could they possibly be thinking? They're not going to give up. We might win on one level of context of this war. It doesn't mean we're going to win the war, okay? And sometimes in war, even though it seems like you're winning, you may not. People, that's when they fail. That's when people fail. Just when you think the fighter's putting in his last punch and he's playing you and he's hitting, he's throwing lefts and he looks like he's playing the dog, the fatigued dog. And then all of a sudden you get laxed, okay? I got this, dude. Boom, it comes out of nowhere. Right, Mike Tyson? You get what I'm saying? Don't fall into this until we know we have totally cleared a path of freedom. And we haven't. We're not there yet on any level. Doesn't mean that you're not, the things that you're saying are very hopeful and positive to us, and we can reflect with them that way in a very good way. Everyone is testing positive, as I said, yeah, and we will. We will, except for us pureblood. I've never tested positive for anything. Ain't nobody test. I'm sad about that. I joke about that. I do. People come up with their little memes and narratives, and I'll say I never test positive for anything. So, anyway, it's all a joke there. And, in this fight, just to try to create a laugh for people that are, because of this huge disruption. Money is the root of all the evil. And without a doubt that's part of the biggest truth of it. But you know what? Until we can come up with something better on how society can work, and we do need to make something new. And I am not for anything that is through a tracking device or even a debit card. What I say to everybody is make money count again. Go to the bank, withdraw cash, and use cash. Make it happen for you. Remember to utilize the cash. If you utilize the cash, they can't remove it. It becomes more valuable. The less you use cash, the less worth it has. And that's the truth. Don't fail into this bullshit narrative that they're throwing at us. A little implant under the skin. We don't need your banking. Make them have to have a banking system. That will take us into a future of how we can correct things if we have a better hand on it, okay? And that's the way I'm focused. I'm sorry. I don't, anything I can pay cash with, I do. Why? It puts somebody to work. It keeps somebody working. And it makes them have to keep a bank open. Do it. Because when we control that bank, they don't control us. If we allow this reset narrative to work, and it's nearly 100% at work right now, we failed our own selves. We failed them. Fight back. There's a way to fight back in this. I've always mind-bent thoughts on how to do it. This is one of the ways. If people would have walked off their job 6-8 months ago, and my own people behind the glass yelled at me and said, I can't do that. Well, look where we are now. What would have happened if we would have all walked out and got this under control? It would have slowed it up, maybe up to a year. We might have had even a bigger fighting chance. Not where we lost the 4.5 million women walked off the job in November to nothing. Had they done it 4 months earlier, they may have still had their jobs, and this mandate might have went away for a while or softened. And maybe they would have had to cushion the plan. But because nobody listened, everybody was too good and didn't stand up in America, we're in this issue now because of it, and everybody's suffering. 4.5 million. Okay? Not a joke. Now, if you want to look in November and December across the board, that's a whole new number, and that's huge too. And I joke you not. Go do the research on it. You'll find out. I'm telling you, they're telling there's jobs out there. There's only jobs in the narratives that they create where money is important to the people that they want to have it, not you. We're not those. You know, we're the 100 million Trump people, Trumpism, voter, Trump. You get what I'm saying? And guess what? They've been wanting us for a long time. And this is where we're at. All right. MK Ultra. Yes. Everybody knows about MK. There's so many projects out there, deep projects. And they exist. And they're real. People. That's another thing people don't want to believe in. It's not just MK. I mean, truly, it's not. I mean, it's bizarre, and it's huge. It's huge, and it's everywhere, and it's implanted. It's amazing how much money this government we have. If we weren't wasteful on so many issues, do you remember when Rand Paul talked about giving cocaine to a certain animal to see how it would become, whether it would become more sexually active under the influence of cocaine or less sexually? I mean, what the freak are we spending $800,000 on to see if an animal gets off better by having cocaine in its system? But we do it. Why? It fits the narrative of somebody's kid that's somewhere else that needs a corporate money dropped off, and it's a big support mechanism. The money, your money, your family's money, your parents' money, your grandparents' tax money have filtrated out of the United States and went into deep, dark projects of America that never had to be touched. Not really. Not really. Yes, everything of science has an importance. But many things should not be touched. Many things should be agreed upon. And we don't ever agree because they don't let us. We failed in many ways on what our control purpose was when it came to the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. What it all meant, who we are, what it supported. Now we're crying for it. This is ours. You're taking away. Well, we entrusted these idiots. We let this stuff happen in ways to ourselves. I've been fighting it for 47 years. That's all I can tell you. 47 of them. And, that doesn't make me any better, but it did let me know. It did let me know that there was going to be some shit hitting the fan. And, the very day after, when I said to everybody this was bio, it may not have been bio of smallpox, but it was, in fact, that. Because anything that makes anybody die is a crime on humanity, and it was a creation, even within our own government's hands. And you know who these people are. You know who the pharma is. You know who the NIA and NEIDA and all the, you know about it all. All right, where else are we here? They have never had three eyes open. Well, you must be referring to that third eye that they believe in, the dark side, and I guess spiritually they cannot use it to see through it. I don't know, Nancy, but all right, great comment. Rosa, and these victims need good people like you me. No, hey, you know what? I'm one of you guys. You're the guys that are important. Honestly, listen, don't ever think numbers are important. Okay. But they're only important if they work to help. If we can somehow gain strength and focus. I don't want to be, somebody of a leadership. I just want to be a voice with you, a platform where we're all equal, a platform where we can all debate, discuss, research, and, discover. And we have done that for nearly 2 years on this platform. Okay. And I appreciate everybody. And I thank the comment, but the bottom line is I'm not really the important one here. I bring objective. I bring an opinion. You have the right to choose at the end of the day when we part. We all come back, whether we're mad at each other or happy with each other. The point is this. I don't do it to try to create narrative unless it focuses on the betterment for you. And that's the truth. I fight that every day in my life. I go to sleep with it. I wake up with it, and I sleep it. And I guarantee you I do. Let's see what. Whoa, wow! You guys really were commenting tonight. Undertakers were everywhere buying newborns. Wow. James, you give me a lot of information down in the Oz. I've never heard that direct narrative. What I did hear and what I talked about in America was the fact of what we were finding out in the case load death toll numbers by calling the undertakers in local areas of local cities and states and getting the true narratives of what they were dealing with. And I did reports on that. I did. Now, if you want to hear about people buying little people, and I live by something that is of one of the biggest disappointments, the University of Pittsburgh. And they were in bed with Fauci, Obama, and this money program. They were selling actual body parts and fetal tissue parts. It's not a joke. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's out there. Look it up. Research it. Rand Paul even brought it up. And, after I brought it out, it mysteriously got discovered in other ways. And maybe I wasn't the first one, but I was very close at the head of the game on it. And the truth of the matter is I don't have the voice to get it out there where others did. And I think even Tucker may have talked about it. They charge so much for a head, for an arm. They were taking babies apart. And guess what? That's why they back abortion. Okay? They want to keep this satanic bullshit and plant and put stuff in food that cannibalism is in food, processed foods. Okay. Let me put it to you that way. This is what I'm telling you. Careful what you put in your mouth. All right. And I'm not trying to make that sign in any other terms of what I'm saying pertaining to very bad scenarios around very bad programs in America. But this University of Pittsburgh, I used to think, hey, man, I Pitt football, and I'm with the players. These guys that go to the school, they had no clue these types of things were actually all going on. A hidden laboratory, and they're selling body parts. Okay? And that's the truth. Look it up. I joke not. There was a pricing chart on the parts. And I don't know if you know this. We're already in science where we can grow a liver. We can grow kidneys. They can cure us. They can give us new things. If you really look at the basis of a lot of the famous faces, they stay closest to the number 100. I guarantee you. Now, how they can actually pull that off, Andrea Crumb, Moore, whatever the party's about, the dark, the satanic, I'm not sure. Maybe it does manifest into some type of adrenaline juice surge that does something different for them. I'm not willing to take it. I'm willing to try to live long and healthy the best I can with good morals and ethics. And that's what everybody should do. But I've never heard about that one. Darlene had to run out. Take care, Darlene. Carrie, oh God, oh no. Oh God, no. Yeah. Yeah, you should be, Carrie. And it's true stuff. I'm not joking about it. Please look it up. Donna Hawkins, where are you? Beth McCord. Is Beth still on? Where's Beth? I don't know. Anyway, I got all these messages on and off through different things going on here. I'm trying to stay focused to where all my groups are right now. Project Veritas. Yeah. That came from Jeff. And I know everybody in here by the names. We've gone through most of this stuff. Charlie, I can't tell you who Charlie is, but he's AKA. And I can tell you, you're going to see strong things coming from Charlie Walsh. Look forward to seeing him. If he friends you, friend Charlie Walsh. I joke not. He will be able to enlighten in very good ways. Charlie Walsh, W-A-L-S-H. Friend Charlie. Same with Jeff Strong. Good guy. John Trump. Christy Hughes. Brown is watching. Hi, I don't know if I know you. I'm sorry. Apologies. I try to remember the names, and I will next time. I will. I promise. You got my word on that. I am Michael Anthony. Pleasure to meet you. I mean that. And if you're not following me, hit the follow button. Don't let them suppress us. You see how they shut down Taking Back America because it was a threat? That's a threat. That's terroristic. Did you know that? No, I shut it down. I cleaned up the whole page. It's coming back for 2022. It's already back. If you're looking in there, I know it's looking empty. And I'm doing some things. I got a couple more things to do. Dot my I, cross my T, talk to a few more people. And one of the other things I want to tell you, Studio 10 Broadcasting, same thing, same way. That's just the way it's out there. That's the way it's going down. Stay strong to everything. I am trying to repair and do preventive maintenance because it's very important that I'm on your side the best I can be so we can all hang out together. And, hey, this isn't all about negativity. This is the 10 o'clock talks, Friday night, America in crisis. And it's going to be, it's not going away. The name of this show is going to keep going and going and going and going until it's gone. And I hope to God it gets here soon. But again, I'm hopeful that that's the case scenario. Carrie's been a rock star all night. James is always a rock star. This dude, I can tell you, he's from the Oz. He brings very informative information. He's a rock star. He's been helping me. I mean, literally. People say, who are these? Where you get your source? How do you know? Well, you know what? If you live right next to where it's happening, I mean literally right next door or in that door, you get the information. I have friends all around the world. I really do. They're just not always on the pages that you see. And in some cases, some people hide behind a family member picture and so forth. You know how that goes. But our conversations are quite interesting, and everybody has my private number. And if you don't know this is the live call-in number for Wednesdays and Sundays, 724-954-1193. Call in, use your voice, talk about anything. I don't care if it's Bigfoot, UFOs, bioweapons. It doesn't matter. The moon falling and hitting the earth. It doesn't matter. If you have interest in what the conversation is, or if you have a topic you want to bring up on the other segments in the Dark Radio Network project, please bring it up. Please talk to us about it. Dave Parker, the man who lives amongst them, he has some really great stories. And also, I'll be posting Tuesday upcomings, a lot of the Bigfoot informationals where people have shared their stories to me. And when I'm doing a show with somebody, their stories don't always get out on the level that they should. And I need to do some due diligence for the people who do have seen, and they are experiencers in ways that we never were, or some of us may have never been. And I have to do the best I can for them to try to do and get their information out and their stories heard, because everybody's stuck on old information. All right. And old information got us here. Remember the conspiracy theorist? All right. We're living in conspiracy. We can all agree to that. Now, all of a sudden, the conspiracy's real, It's real. It's grooving. But the truth is, we're the ones that brought a lot to the table. And some of you guys did. So call yourself what you are, conspiracy theorists, and be proud of it, because you're a person of information, not bullshit. Okay? That stuff has to go off to the side. You have to get rid of it out of your life. You control your life, your health, your exercising, your family, your love, what you share with everybody. Nobody else is going to make it better but you in your own circle. Take care of your circle. It's a network that can never be broke when you care for that first. But remember, there's a bigger family out here, all for one and one for all. It's called America, and you are an American citizen. And I will fight for you until the last breath. Okay? Bottom line, I guarantee it. And I really do believe that you guys will do the same for everybody in America. We are the strength that can change America. Don't ever forget it. And I mean on every level. But we must be involved, not sit always behind the glass. And I got the best intel. I got these military guys. They drop on me all the time. The stuff's good. I've seen these dates come and blow up in everybody's faces. Stick to a narrative of strength, where it is, what the focus works on, where you can get out and take the steps and make creative actions occur and happen for you with your senators and all your representatives of leadership and the politics. Control these bastards, because that's what we need to do on a high level, okay? On a very high level. Show control, show spirit. Remember, though, we are in a fight now where everything we do at every given day, now we're a terroristic threat in our own country, because we want a better America. We want our America back. We want it the way it once was. And the only way we will have it, and I swear to you on this, is if you get more involved across the board. Support everybody, honestly, support the efforts. And it's not by donating. I don't ask for nothing on my platform. And some of the platforms I get pissed off that ask for money. What changed into money when it comes to saving America and being an informative to it? Selling somebody a coffee cup or a t-shirt? Now, I get people want a message. They want to wear it. There's a sense of pride of saying, I support something. I understand that. But you have to make your own choices on what you need to do. And that's what's purposeful. Northern Territory boss said the unjabbed cannot leave home. Okay, that's basically like what's going on with Rosa James up in Canada right now on the island up there. So they're going through the same thing. It's surrounding us, America. We might have waters that separate us, but I guarantee you it's surrounding us. No, they don't want us to communicate. You're absolutely right. And we always need to look for another resolve of issue, of narrative. If something goes wrong, how do we keep in touch? Well, everything could be taken from us. Emails, websites. And then what do we have? Smoke signals. It's the truth. The Indians were brilliant. So we're not out of this. We're not out of this in a long shot. People will still travel. They'll travel in the dark. They will get messages to people. Paul Revere rode, didn't he? The British are coming. He rode on a horse. The British are coming. If we need to get out there and all else fails, there are Americans, get it? It's a cowboy term. They will get it. They will be the informative ones. If it takes us setting a fire to get a point across, to know that that's a warning, it will happen. And we just need to come to those conclusions and narratives. How are we going to do it? A lot of people don't even want to talk about it yet. Some of the factors that I just brought up, these guys, taught us something. History teaches you something, and not just bad things, but where successes took place. The British are coming. The British are coming. It can happen. We can make things work. And we're hiding. We're dodging the bullets. We're doing the best we can. Everybody is. They are all afraid of us. And you're right. They are. Let's go. Brandon. I get it. Yeah. You know what? True story here. And it is a true story. I may have been somewhat responsible for that in that stadium. That's all I'm going to say. You'd have to talk to Jen W. about that. Anyway, speaking of Jen W., Jen, I'm thinking of you and Jess. I know you said you haven't been able to really do anything, and that's okay. I appreciate that you're there when you can be. She's distracted right now. She usually comes on when I do some stuff with Jonathan Garcia, who's running for governor of Georgia. Please look for him, support him. He's a grassroots guy. He's a guy from the people. All right. So, I'm trying to help him to stay strong and focused in Georgia. I hope you will too, or at least follow his page, look into his story. Anyway, Jen's husband has been not well, and I want to send her out prayers. I know she hasn't been able to do any podcasts in the last week or so. She said she's been distracted. She admitted that to me. So I just want to send her a huge set of prayers and let you know I'm thinking about Jess and you and the family, and I hope everyone else sends Jen them. I spoke to her last night, and she's not focusing real well on things, I guess, right now. I wish I could get closer to her and talk to her, like walk next door and take her something, but we're worlds apart in different states. So this is all I can do. Jen, you're a rock star. Stay strong with your family. All right. Love the groups, Michael Anthony. I hope so. We're trying the best we can. We're just trying to protect them, and they're all going to go up really, really strong, really, really shortly. They're not going nowhere, I promise. So Carrie's been coming in and out, and I appreciate that. Jeff's still on. Charlie Walsh. I don't know. We got like 8 running here. Does anybody else want to throw anything else in? Oh, wait a minute. I just saw something that might be important here. Yeah, James says, my job in Oz, heaps of workers sitting at home waiting 7 days for test results as of hundreds of thousands have been swabbed. And there's 2 type of graphenes out there too, oxide, and the other one's even more dangerous to say. And that's the truth. They're cancer causes. So just understand one thing. Anybody that sticks that up in their head, these are all everything of everything. That's why they want you to test weekly. They want to contaminate you. God damn it. I don't know how else to say it anymore. I really don't. I don't want to put any name in vain out there, okay? But what do you say when people just accept this load of BS? And that's what it is. You know? I told everybody to buy a weapon. They all laughed. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. You know, my own sister, she thought I wasn't trying to support her. And she walked on me out of my life. And you know what? I could be running right by her house, right in front of her house. This is not a joke. She lives up the street from me. I could be running. I could be walking. She could be in her car. She won't give me a second look anymore. She thinks I didn't defend her in a way. I was trying to protect this platform or what I was doing, what I was starting, how I was going to help America. And I did stick up for her. All I did was, basically, I'll give you a real quick thing. She thought I was being negative. And now I said to the person that I wasn't even in the argument with was, hey, man, she has her own opinion. She has her. Sir, what do you want me to do? Put up my fists and fight through a screen? Start swearing abusive words at somebody that could care less about me? And zap, he's gone. I don't need to listen to him no more. Where would that have got? All I said was, this is her opinion. This is what she's trying to get across. She never wanted to speak to me again, and she hasn't. So, it is the way it is, and I can deal with it. She's separated her life, and she hasn't done it just once. She's done it multiple times, and when she wakes up, it'll probably be too late. And that's when she'll learn on the other side, as many do. All right. Nancy Vince. Yes, Beth and Michael are rock stars to yourselves. Weapons don't always protect. Believe me, I know. Okay, don't make me scold you. Okay, Michael, I didn't think you were going to cuss, but I understand. I don't like to cuss. You know what? And I'm ordained, but I'm retired. But it doesn't mean that I don't have mental faculties of good. It's just it gets so depressing when words of simplifications don't work anymore to people. And you have to sometimes be who you are as a person. And remember, I've always been taught this way. When you use and create negativities of words towards people, that creates a negative adversement. That's where discipline would be used in ways. I'll leave it that way with that. So here I am. Yeah, I've used words before. I probably won't stop. But the point is this. Man wrote the words. What makes them wrong? How we use them. If you say them because you're frustrated in a venting process, then I think, will be forgiven. And in the worst case scenario, maybe I'll get kicked in my butt into the dark for a week to pay for them. I don't know. But I have a bigger sense of thought that I would be understood and forgiven because of what I'm trying to do. I'm not saying what I'm doing here is right when I use words. No, that's not it at all, man. But I hope you understand I do appreciate your strength. And you guys guide me. You do. You guide me. Ethylene. Do a little more research. There's more than that. I could send you things. I don't always have time to send everything that I promise people, but I do get them eventually to everyone. Or I post them. So if you follow my groups, yeah, we are forgiven by God's word. I mean, Jesus Christ did a lot for the people, didn't he? So that we would be, put in a better place. I think I covered all the questions. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit like I covered some things tonight. I know you guys posted a lot of stuff, and I can never keep up with every posting. None of us can. We just can't. That's why most people, they're on for 15 minutes, 10 minutes. They do one thing, one rant. There's 100 rants in a day. And then there's the reoccurring rants because they need to be brought up again. Wow, crazy. So, Taking Back America, Global Army of Donald J. Trump, all the different groups. Get in touch with Beth and whatnot. I would just say this to everybody: stay strong the best you can. Try to stay as healthy as you can. If you get sick, don't panic. I mean, I think I should say that with all this social anxiety, I brought this up 150 times. We're in the greatest point of this issue of social anxiety, and it grows on people in bad ways. Do the best you can to control yours. I mean, if you need to go get a bottle of Jack and have a couple drinks to just clear your mind, nobody's going to be angry at anybody. Search for what works for you. Live well, though. Live smart. Make good decisions. Don't let it get you to the point where you hurt yourself ever. Don't ever do that. Drink the best waters you can find. Read all the food labels. I guarantee you it's contaminated with stuff just like McDonald's that you wouldn't want to believe. And why is all the Rite Aids closing down? Why are we starting to see some of these other major corporations shutting down slowly? They come in waves, and then all of a sudden it's a tit for a tat as they go down. Is it the global economic control, where you can no longer go outside to just go to the local drugstore, the local smalls, the restaurants? Is the narrative to get you to finally be lockstep in place in your own home? And the only way you can order food or resources or essentials is by using the internet, and it will only be dropped off and delivered to you on certain days of the week? I don't know. It's just a theory. 2030, it's called. 2030. I do that. I hear you, Charlie. Yeah, we can't see ourselves through it if we fight back and keep cash positive. Use cash. I'm telling you, go get cash, even if it's $50. And some people are telling me they go in to cash a check. They can't even cash a check. They don't want to give you cash. That's because if they give you cash, you get to use cash, and they have to stay open. They have to operate as a bank, and currency matters. And it does. It does matter. Jeff Strong. Oh, come on, man. Damn good yourself. Your theory is correct. Why does it say Siri for theory? Is that what you were trying to say? Because it's been doing that to me. It doesn't want to allow theory to come across. I've been being blown off, and people are asking me, why are you typing Siri? What's Siri? And to me, it's theory, and that's how they're doing it. Buy gold. It's too high. It can it might go up a little bit, but it can only drop and slam. And let me tell you something. Even in stock right now, there's false numbers. There's a lot of falseness going on. Be very cautious about stocks, because remember, and don't ever invest more. And I was taught this a long time ago: 10 to 15 to 20%, and be prepared to lose it when you invest it. Okay, it's like a crap game. You go to Vegas, you take $200. This is my thing. I got 2,000, but 200s to spend on this, and you can lose it in 10 minutes. Right? Stock works the same way. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It's already doing it. So here, if you really want to take some protective measures, penny stocks. All right, that's where I would go. Okay, small source resources. Look for what they are. Ask questions if you want to get into them. Platinum and silver would be the smarter sources. If you want to get into making batteries and get be a part of the Biden plan, of a partnership in their battery company. That's if you can even get a stock now, because most of Congress and Senate all bought into it already. Oh, tanning in moderation. Yeah, definitely. You're right. Exactly. Sun makes me just feel good all over. Oh, look, I'm too old to worry about what I look like at this point in life. That's not a joke. That's the truth. Okay. I'm focused in a whole different narrative. But when I'm out in the sun and everything, yeah, I might get a little raise on me, whatever. I do feel better. You sweat out some of these toxins if you take a little bit of time to go out there, and if you don't, go into a sweat box, man. If you know a friend that has one, ask, hey man, can I use your sweat box? Whatever. Do some exercising. Just stay strong. Oh my God, Deborah Ann Myers, another one out of Pittsburgh. Come in. Boy, did you miss a rock star show tonight, girl? Those that are prepared will be able to pick up the pieces and make a ton. Well, yeah, when anything drops, that's when you buy. That's when they swarm in. The housing market's going to crash hard. There's no joking about that. The housing market's going to fall. There's a real estate agent right there that can confirm that. I mean, we've been through this before, and it put people in default all over the world. Although they're trying to save people's homes because of the pandemic, but look what's happening right now. The false numbers. And if the Fed goes up, 0.25% here, 0.25% there, start to get leery. Just saying. And one thing you can do to help yourself, now that the rates are so low, you might want to try to refinance. That would be a positive measure to get into. One of the other things is Deborah Ann Myers is a real estate agent in Pennsylvania. She's a rock star. She's brilliant. She's been doing this for a lot of years. If anybody needs any guidance, man, reach out to her, make her your friend. She could probably guide you through a couple things. I'm not trying to throw weight on your shoulder, Deborah, but we all have to do something where we fit in during this whole narrative. And I personally know that she can help. I've been on the phone with her. She knows her stuff down pat. She knows it. She can teach you how to sell your own properties where you don't have to give anybody anything. And if Biden gets his way, I mean, we're going to be paying tax upon inheritance tax, and how to strategize yourself as a corporation, even as an entity, an independent individual entity, where they're going to take from the people, but they will not deconstruct the corporation because they founded themselves under a corporate law in action, which is called there's two different laws in America. People don't look at it. One's called the Black Book of Law. And there's another book. I can't think of the exact title for it. But, you do have the water and then you have the dry land, okay? Maritime versus natural law and an applied law. It's bizarre. And that's why you have to go into a courtroom and address people a certain way. And if you ever look at a letter and you get a letter, and the name is Joseph, and it only has capital J, small o, SEPH. That means that you are one of the source, okay? Just a product of corporate whatever. If you were to get a letter and it addresses Joseph in all capitals, then you are a dignitary of a source. That's why banks will talk to you when you're on levels of capitals versus not so much capitals. I'm not wrong here. I'm not wrong. Symbols and ideologies and all these things and what they all mean. There's a lot of homework to be done there. And it's how you strategize and what you change before any of these effects happen. So if you really want to look into how you can look around it and get into it, someone else you might want to look up, and he's a rock star, man, taught me a lot. I kid you not. Jordan Maxwell. I mean, he is stardom. He truly is. Okay, what else we got here? Estate settlement passing on of my mom. I don't know if Deborah gets totally into that, but there's a lot of people. Oh, you just retired. Then you just retired and you know it. But listen, family estates, depending upon if there's furniture and all that, you can do tag sales, bring someone in that has some things. Remember one thing, when you do these sales, that's all part of the estate. Okay. Even on cash gain, even if you have a Kool-Aid stand, this is how they get you in America. Everything has to be part of their pocket. That's why we've seen little kids have to take down their stuff. People, use the old law, which is true. Even if you have a garage sale, or say you have a guitar that you have for 20 years on the wall, you paid $100 for it. Now it's worth $10,000. You better claim it on your taxes. The law says it doesn't matter. It's profitable. And when you make profit, turn something into profitability, it becomes a taxable object, and you must apply it into your state and local income tax. It's not a joke. It's true. Do you have a website I share for a small business for Michael? Oh, yeah, there you go. Products, American products. If you guys, anybody out there, wherever you are, through the United States, it would only help. More locally to Pittsburgh, even for some of the people in the group right now. Post your families, pizza shops, bar restaurants, their daily specials, and even at this point now, let me say this to you, Nancy. If someone's selling a car and they want to advertise it, let them do it, because right now people are more important. If they're selling a grill, as long as it doesn't turn into a Craigslist, and even if it does, maybe that's a good thing. Really, if it turns into it, it turns into it. Let anybody accept anybody, but do not allow these morons and cryptos and all those people. You zap them as the minute they come into that room and try to advertise this false propaganda bullshit that narrates around to the Mr. Global. Do not let that occur. Do it for the people with their goods. It helps put some money in their pocket to raise a little more money for food or a bill or for kids' tennis shoes and things like that. Anything that works that way that's positive. Please post that if you can, share that across on here. That would be a really good thing to do tonight, I think, or into the future. Really, you utilize it. If you have any tanning beds that you need to sell, put them on. If you want your tanning supplies, maybe you can ship them to their house. Wildly Well 21 now has makeup and products. I don't talk about the news that much, and Charmaine a lot. Some people like, some people don't. That's all good. It's your choice. I try not to have any negative impact on anybody in America who's trying to supply. It's up to you to choose who you want to buy for, whether it's a big person of name or a small person of unimportance. We make them important by how we support them. But if you need stuff and it's the only way to get it is through certain means, take the time to do that. I do have commercial things coming up now. You'll be seeing me take commercial breaks. I swear to God, I'll be gone for like 2 minutes. We'll run through a commercial kind of thing, and then we'll come back to the show, and I'll be sitting, voila, right back here. Would you donate any property for the homeless? Mm. I would think there's a lot of people out there that would probably donate their property to the homeless. I do believe that. Not everybody's going to be in a place to be able to afford it. Um, you know, on how that levels of how that goes, and what everybody's facing in America is no better. Yes, we have a sad economy, a sad president of the United States that doesn't look at the homeless factor. But George W. Bush didn't look at them either. And neither did their fathers. Or either did Clinton. How did any of those sons of you know what, I'm thinking, beech nut gums up here in Washington, did they ever do anything to cure any of that? Never. Never. Nobody's ever cured it. Deborah brings up a good point. But again, I don't know if we're the type of people that can afford just to donate a house because somebody works for a cause and knows it's an important cause of issue. Look at the world we're stepping into. Every penny's going to become necessary for everybody, probably. But again, yeah, spread the word. Maybe somebody can help somebody. Maybe somebody has something that can be turned into something that can help the homeless. Remember, one place isn't going to cure it, but it's a start. If that could happen, that would be great. I used to work for Lawrenceville Development Corporation, the original Lawrenceville Development Corporation. And I actually did everything that she's promoting right now in the background, where we offered food, shelter, a place to stay for a while, and so forth like that. And it was a true factor of it. Even though there was corruption on the board with me, when I found out that corruption existed, I did walk from it, and I truly did. There was a deep pocket dive on a few of the people there. Yeah, they were that bad, right out of Lawrenceville. They were from Lawrenceville, grew up in Lawrenceville. And if the narrative put them in a place of position of power, the money got to them. It truly did. And I'm not going to blow names out there. They may not even be on this earth anymore. But it's how life goes. All right, so I'm going to get the hell out of here, and I want to thank everybody. Studio 10 o'clock talks. Tonight's Friday night, January 7th. edition of America in Crisis. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share it. Follow me. Please, please, please. Try to check in Fridays and Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays. Be a part of it. And remember, these papers that I showed everybody, that's hours and hours and hours of work. And this is like, a few months only. If you've seen what I have after all these years, it's pretty incredible. Plus up here, I can't remember it all. I do forget things. Sometimes I have to look them up. But again, thanks so much, Beth. I hope you got it all shared out tonight the best you could. Beth's in jail. We have to put up with that for a few more days, and things have been pretty hard that way. It's a start. I have lots of clothes for my mom. I'll donate. I have furniture. Thank you, Carrie. That's sweet. But remember, you must take care of what's important before you can take care of others. And there are places and groups with large sums of money out there that can help, but they're just not doing it. And that's the sad part. That's where we need to put the foot up their butt. Like Governor Wolf right now, sitting on billions of dollars. Deborah should write a letter to him and say, hey, Greensburg, Pennsylvania needs, and Shadyside, Pennsylvania needs money for a housing project for the homeless and for the vets. So maybe we could sit down together and I'll sign some type of letter and send it up there. But remember, he's one of the kneelers. Okay? He's kneeled. He has. Same with one of our own people from our neighborhood, the Lieutenant Governor, Fetterman. Turned out to be a disaster, Anyway, thanks, guys. Appreciate yous all. America, stay strong, stay blessed, stay healthy. Whatever you do, stay healthy. It's still not good times out there. Take care, brothers and sisters, warriors. Remember, don't shoot. Remember what I used to say. I sometimes forget it. Don't judge me. I'll never judge you.